Hello, my name is Voya and welcome to my deep guide, and today it's a very exciting video for me because I'm going to be talking a little bit about the MDO 2024. No, it's not out yet, but here's a little teaser update on what you can expect from MDO 2024 and when you can expect to see it. So basically a progress update. And here we are with this is just a formatting test that I'm performing currently because MDO 2024 is still in production. But the formatting test is at least nailed down and all of the template pages are now kind of sorted out and design and the changes are all in place. And this is the first time that I was actually testing it out on different platforms. And the first thing that is a major change in MDO is that you no longer have to choose between a dedicated Remarkable version, dedicated Supernote version, and a dedicated Books version, and to be kind of confused by that. Basically, learning from the experience of creating my deep guide meeting planner, I've done a lot of work to actually create a unified template borders, or whatever you want to call it, that actually works and accommodates all of the platforms, including Amazon, including Kobo, including pretty much all of them. Because when I first made MDO, it was just the Remarkable, Supernote, and Books that were the important players. But since then, you know, Kobo has risen with the Ellipsa 2E. It's a good product, and the in-depth review is coming on that. I am promising that. But you also have Kindle Scribe and quite a lot of other players coming to field. So that was one of the most pressing needs, that I had to kind of make a unified thing that one glove fits all. And thankfully, the only one that was actually preventing this for a very, very long time was Remarkable, because it didn't have any proper persistent zooming functionality in PDF files. Now it finally has them. So now it's actually possible to rearrange it in a different way if you so choose. Whether you're using left hand or right hand orientation, it doesn't matter. There is enough room allocated for the entirety of the document to actually be displayed with or without the menu. It doesn't really matter. So that's point number one. And point number two, which was long awaited, the close button no longer interferes with any elements of the MDO. So that was as far as the Remarkable goes. As far as the Supernote goes, it's very kind of straightforward. The toolbar, because it can be oriented in any kind of direction, top, bottom, left, there's left and right. There was the right side as well. So any way you orient this toolbar on a Supernote, this same layout accommodates for all of that, but you can also go to full screen and it all works properly nice. So let's exit full screen from both of these guys. And that leaves us with Books, which was never the problem because it had the most powerful PDF formatting options, but the same format actually applies to it and it works really well on it as well. Plus, it also allows room enough for a comfortable size UI of a toolbar. Before, you had to actually make a very tiny toolbar to accommodate it. Now it actually fits perfectly fine. But if you don't want to use that, you can always go to Format, Fit, and then it just fits the entire thing if that's what you want. If that's not what you want, you can do it like this. I personally find it a little bit more comfortable when the content doesn't go all the way to the edges, but the whole point is that now all of these platforms, and the majority of platforms, have enough formatting ability that you can actually adjust this. So on the Remarkable, you can use the adjust view fit to custom view, and then you can create a custom view that actually suits your needs better, and then keep it like that. On the Supernote, you have also the zooming options that work, and on the Books, it has the most formatting abilities of all. So basically, yeah, that is the number one change for MDO 2024, is now it has a unified UI look that accommodates to all of the current and hopefully all of the future platforms that may support and use it. All right, now on to other specific changes, and please do keep in mind that this is, as I said, this is still work in progress, so there's a line of changes that will need to happen. So one of the changes is these grid lines are a little bit too pale, that's why they need to be kind of darker. So as I said, it's still in production, but enough of it is there to kind of show you the main stuff that you can actually expect from MDO 2024. So one of the things that you have still Sunday and Monday start, of course, as before, but another thing that I've added is that in MDO 2024, you will also have the access to the yearly calendar for 2025. So only the yearly calendar, no hyperlinks there, no months, no weeks on anything, but the yearly calendar will be there, as that was one of the requests. All of the pages have gone transformation of sorts, and there's like a unified header that retains the same size. Now in this version, you can see that it pops up and down. That's one of the things that I need to fix to actually kind of make it unified so that it all exports correctly as well. And there's also this is, you know, the Q4 in 2024 is way too close, so I need to kind of fix those things. So little things that need to be fixed. But on the face of it, you know, this looks pretty much the same as before, and that was the goal, but everything is changed and everything is actually brand new. And the accent on MDO 2024 was absolute precision, and now the entire template or the entire planner, every single page is absolutely pixel perfect, and as before, there are no graphics in it, which means that you can zoom into anything, any level that you want, and you will have absolute precision wherever you go. That absolute precision relates to all of the little things, and they were tiny little imperfections in MDO 2023. I'm not going to go into details, but maybe overlaying lines, or maybe the line isn't pixel perfect, aligning here and there, etc., etc. Now all of these things are absolutely perfect, and this is not just to be pedantic or, you know, kind of extreme attention to detail. Every little thing actually adds to more clarity that's perceived when you just take a glance at the whole thing. So that was also one of the things that was important. So what you should also perceive once you get MDO 24 is basically like a slight elevation in clarity and resolution, even though it's the same device, right? But that's just the impression that you should be able to get, because the rendering of everything will be pixel perfect, and that should be as good as it possibly can be displayed on these devices. The weekly pages have undergone changes, but one of the things also that I need to kind of add, which is consistent throughout the whole MDO 2024, is the visibility and the darkness of the lines. It has been increased in darkness a little bit to increase the visibility on the devices that do not have contrast control, such as the Remarkable 2, for example, or the Kindle Scribe. So no, they're not fully black, because that doesn't actually look good on this device, especially not when you start writing. You want that differentiation between the black strokes and that the lines are not the same black, otherwise it's going to create this blocky and really ugly look. So it has to be a couple of shades lighter than black. But yeah, some people kind of mentioned that maybe it's too light, and that darkness has been kind of increased a little bit for the lines, as you can see here. That's going to be consistent throughout the whole document, and also coupled with that pixel perfect rendering that is now part of the new formatting for the MDO. That also means that the visibility of lines and the crispness and just the visibility of lines should be improved on MDO 2024. So you should be able to see quite a bit of a difference between these two. Another thing is that in the weekly planner, I have now added a link to quarter as well. That was one of the requests. So now you can go back to quarter from your weekly pages as well. And another small change that also has been added is that for the weekly pages, because the first week and the last week of the planner will, depending on the days, orientation of the days and which is the week start that you're using, it might actually contain a couple of days from previous year and a couple of days from the next year, the days that you don't have hyperlinks to. So those days have now been made grayed out, if you will. So you still have room to plan for them if you want in the weekly view. It's just that they do not have a daily planner access, and as such they have been grayed out so that you know that it's a clear indication of, hey, these will work and these have hyperlinks and daily planners, these do not. When talking about the daily planner, this is it. So it's pretty much the same outlook as we've had from before, but again using that whole new approach to make it all pixel perfect, all kind of precise. So recreating what I had before from scratch within this new kind of template and new standards that I've had. So you still have the to-do list, and you still have the notes list here, and you also still have the schedule with the AM PM scheduling. I know that some users are a fan of this, and I know that some users are not a fan of this. There is no one glove fit all solution to this. I've racked my brain completely trying to figure out what it is, and short from creating a 24 lines in here is impossible to do, so because it's not going to be effectively usable at all. Dedicated page for that doesn't make too much sense, and going from 12-hour format to 24-hour format also that doesn't make too much sense, because there was not too much demand for something like this. So the majority of people liked actually this layout and they like using it. So yeah, in this case where I can't really find a solution that's one glove fits all, then it is what the majority actually says, and then yeah, that's why it's there. However, what I have done is that I have improved the visibility of it so that it's a little bit more clear to see. The dotted line in between is also a little bit cleaner and more precise, so that will make it easier to kind of plan and see. And also there's a little bit more room, so now we go from 5 a.m. or p.m. until 11 p.m. or a.m., which covers an even larger span of time than we had on MDO 2023. And yes, the X no longer interferes with the previous and next day, week, month buttons. My notes and my list pages remained the same as before, so it's again the recreation of the whole thing, just a little bit cleaner. But the index has received one update. Sometimes some users were a little bit confused whether they should press on the line or they should press on the number. And that was an omission on my side, so that was my bad. So now I've actually made it so that you can actually see that the numbers for each of the notes are squared and they have a little gray background, which throughout the whole document, that gray background is usually a reminder, hey, this is an area that you can press and that's a hyperlinked area. So this is why this is actually been made in such a way so that you can reach and touch that. And also there's been a little bit more room here, so that now we have, instead of 99 notes, we have 102 notes, and the same thing applies for the lists. You now will have 102 lists instead of 99 lists. The lists remain again the same, just a little bit more precise and more clean. So still quite a bit of work left to do, but I'm really excited about actually wrapping it up and bringing it to you guys. And when you can expect it, I'm aiming for early September, and that means not the first couple of days of September, because there's still the testing phase to go through, but maybe around the 10th of September or earlier. So that is my rough aim, is 10th of September or earlier. If I manage to actually verify that everything is done, then I have to set up the web store and all of that kind of stuff, and the support videos, etc. So there's like a lot of supporting work that needs to be done when actually launching this. But yeah, that's the rough aim, and that's what I'm trying to kind of achieve. So that's when you can expect MDO 2024 to go live, Hopefully. Thank you so much for watching, and thank you so much for all of the existing customers for the support and the awesome support that you gave me for the MDO 2021, 22, 23, and now 24. I hope that you guys enjoy 24 as well as you've enjoyed all the previous versions, and I hope that it helps you organize your life, professional or personal, in a good manner, or if you're already an existing customer, in a way that you've grown accustomed to. Thank you so much for all of the support. Stay safe, stay healthy, and see you in the next video. Bye!